Does posting multiple times per day on social media increase engagement? Hi, I'm Rob Anspach from Anspach Media. I get this question a lot because there seems to be a tug of war between the so-called gurus and the people who do this every single day for their clients. And so the answer is it depends. I know it's not a very great answer, but here's why. It depends on your product and your service. It also depends on your popularity. Maybe you're not popular, and maybe you need to get the word out there. So posting multiple times a day allows you to build up a fan base. But once you have a fan base built, then it's time to cut back a little bit. Most of my clients post one time a day, and for them that's adequate. We can see the analytics as, people respond to each post, and we can adjust. But I also have clients that post 3, 4, 5 times a day, and what I've discovered is that after about the third post in a day, engagement drops. Now, why does engagement drop after the third post? One of the things that I've been teaching for a long time is a definition called hang time. Your posts need to be able to be seen. So if you post, say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you should not post at least 4 to 5 hours so that people can see that post. What's happening is, and I've been seeing this across the board on so many Facebook pages, is because they get the wrong advice. They're posting 10 times a day, and their posts are overlapping. There's not enough time in between for people to see them. So that instead of posting at 1 o'clock and then posting 4 or 5 hours later, they post at 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30. People aren't seeing some of the old posts, and the engagement on the new posts is horrible. Now, I want to give you an example, and this is the king of content, Walt Disney World, and almost all Disney properties used to post multiple times a day. And they discovered, and I think this goes back about a year ago, is when I actually saw some of their posts. If you look at most of their properties, Disneyland, Walt Disney World, and some of the other properties that they monitor, they're down to 1 time a day. Now, when they have a new ride, such as Disney World now has Pandora, they might post 2 times a day, but that's it. And here's a company with millions of followers that could potentially post more times a day because they have more content than they know what to do with. But they don't. They post 1 time a day because that's all they need to do. Now, you can say, well, Rob, they're huge. Everybody knows them. They got, Disney hats and Star Wars, and they got Spider-Man and Marvel, and they have all this great stuff. Yeah, they have all that great stuff. But still, they're only posting 1 time a day. At max, 2 times a day. If you're under the impression that you have to post more, now, let me add a but. Because every social network is a little different. Facebook, I've been talking kind of about Facebook. Twitter's a little different. Twitter is a little maddening sometimes. And so maybe you need to post a little bit more frequently on Twitter. Everybody on Twitter, I think, has ADD. It's a little chaotic, at least for my taste. So you post a little bit more to get people's attention. Instagram, same thing, one time a day. Facebook, one time a day. LinkedIn, one time a day. Know your audiences. And see, here's the key, is that if you're not using your business pages as a tool to build trustworthy audience, and you're using your personal page as more of that, way to post, you're missing out on all the bells and whistles that Facebook gives you in the analytics. You're missing out on the demographics. You're missing out on who is coming from where. And when you're posting one time a day, it's a lot easier for you to adjust your posts to capture the types of clients that you really want. But here's the thing, is that Disney has and will always know who their clients are because they have done tons of research. Maybe you haven't. So it's always good to start off small, one time a day at least, before you start blasting your audiences with more stuff and you have no idea what makes them tick. Disney knows the power of magic, and they also know when to restrict that magic. So if you're thinking that posting 10 times a day on your Facebook page is going to get people to buy from you, no. It's going to get people to leave your page and probably block you. So, does posting multiple times per day on social media increase engagement? My opinion is no. But you have to try it out yourself. It's the only way you're going to learn. It's the only way you're going to be able to gauge your particular audience. But I will say that one time a day is usually adequate to make sure that your audiences can build up a trust in you and your product or service. Hey, this is Rob Anspach. I hope you found this helpful. Please share, please comment. If you're catching this on a replay via YouTube, make sure you subscribe. I've been teaching social media for years and years. I've wrote a couple books. You can check them out on Amazon. One is called Share, 27 Ways to Boost Your Social Media Experience, Build Trust, and Attract Followers. The other one is called No Experience Necessary, Social Media for the Boomers, Gen Xers, and the Over 50 Entrepreneur. I also have some other books that you might be interested in. Lessons from the Dojo, Optimize This, and, one thing I do is I make my books easy to read. And it's all about building trust and making sure that people believe in you. So, adios. Have a great day.